Tonight for dinner we are having enchiladas, chicken enchiladas, and I'm actually using a quart jar of the chicken tortilla soup that we canned together. There is so much flavor in that jar that it can actually be a meal starter. So I opened a quart jar, added it to a bowl, and then I have leftover chicken from a previous night's dinner. And I thought to myself, I have to use that chicken. And I was actually thinking I was going to make a chicken pot pie. And then, I don't know, it just sprung to my mind. And I thought, no, that's a fantastic, almost immediate meal. So I'm just taking the chicken off the bones here. We grilled it, and so I'm taking the skins off. I don't really want the skins on regardless, but because it was a little bit of a different flavor, it was cooked on the grill, I definitely wanted to take the skins off. But I'm going to add just the chicken here, the chicken tortilla soup, and then I have one more ingredient that I add. Now, with the leftover carcass and bones, I definitely do not get rid of that. I am using the same bag that I stored the chicken in the fridge. I'm going to use that bag to put everything back in, and then I will put it in my freezer. Once I accumulate so many of these bags, I go ahead and make chicken stock with it, and I'll show you how to do that one day as well. It makes beautiful chicken stock to flavor and make various different types of meals. I do not remember the last time I purchased any kind of a stock from the store. I always make my own. It's very simple. You don't even have to can it. You can just freeze it as well. So I'm going to add in this Hatch salsa. I absolutely love Hatch chilies. And so I'm going to use it inside the filling just to sort of encompass all of the flavors together. That way, inside my burritos have the flavor as well as the outside of my burritos. And I'm going to use that salsa much like you would an enchilada sauce, and I'm going to put it at the bottom of the pan so that way when I make and roll up my enchiladas, it kind of nestles into the sauce a little bit. I keep cheese in the freezer a lot, and one of my favorite things about frozen cheese is when it thaws, it crumbles. I do not need to stand over pushing down on a grater, bring out my really big food processor or cheese grater and wash everything. It just crumbles right apart, and it still melts beautifully. It tastes fantastic, and it is such a time saver. I think the task I hate next, as much as I do next to dicing onions, is probably grating cheese. I think I hate them both equally the same, but that little trick definitely helps. So I'm just doing my filling, some cheese, and I'm getting them on top of that Hatch chili salsa. And I'll be cooking these covered in the oven at 350. Everything is cooked. You're basically just looking to melt that cheese and get everything warmed through. I'd say anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. Checking on it intermittently. Now, you probably noticed that I just put cheese over the top. If I had more cheese, I would have put more on there, but we don't like the sauce over the top. It just makes the flour tortillas a little too wet, a little too soggy for our liking. So just a little bit on the bottom is all that I generally do. I served this with some simple pre-packaged, I don't know if it was Mexican rice or Spanish rice, and then some fresh homegrown pico de gallo. I made this during the height of the garden season, and it was fantastic. I hope this gives you inspiration that although you're canning soup, you can use it as a meal starter. It already has everything chopped up in a jar with tons of flavor. Use it to make dinner in other ways. It saves you a ton of prep time. I whipped this up after work one evening and we all devoured it. It was so good. So I hope you will join me in the kitchen the next time we are making dinner, and I hope you get some inspiration from this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.